Good evening and welcome to SLR's Round 2, Tier 2. We're in the sunny USA in Texas for the Circuit of the Americas. It is Kebab on the mic with Razarian joining me in the hot seat. Welcome, Razarian.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to the race. I don't know how you
are. I'm looking forward to it too. I'm wondering if we have no volume because things are going a bit wrong at the moment. No, we have volume. I can hear myself on my stream. If any issues with volume and things, please let us know in the chat. But yeah, good to have you here. First time we're commentating together. I'm looking forward to it as well. It should be an interesting race as well. We've had round 1 already out of the way. We've got some points on the board in the championship as well. Aston Martin taking a commanding lead in the constructors after their 1-2 in Australia. Samim and AR Gamer coming out on top there. Samim picking up his first win of the season, hopefully one of many. But the two Ferrari boys will be looking to fight back. Things didn't go their way in the first round, but we are looking forward to a good and competitive race today. We've also got Christian, who had a lot of pace in Australia, looking to do well. He obviously got a win in SLR Tier as well, but he has been swiftly removed for his alien status as well. But yeah, let's get on board and see who we're going to have crossing the line first. Looks like an Aston Martin by the looks of things that's on a lap already. It's not AR Gamer, it is in fact Samim who looks to be on a lap. So let's see if we can get the right hotkey button there. And yeah, let's see if we can follow on board with him now and see what kind of time he can do. So yeah, looking forward to it. What are your thoughts about this track?
Honestly, I think it's a tricky track, like the first sector and the last sector especially. But I'm interested to see where people can make the difference. Maybe we can have a look at like the lap times, but especially the sector times in the first and last sector and the middle sector to see what people are running. Because like what I felt in practices for this track is that some people prefer to drive more wing than others. So I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I think you definitely need some wing. It was in the 30s or so for my setup that I was using in practice yesterday, because there are some quick corners that you need the downforce for. Samim comes around, does triple right-hander here, which is one of those that I'm talking about, and the last two corners as well. You need a fair bit of downforce for that blind penultimate corner as well. Around the final corner he goes, and will he be setting the first time? It is. It's 33.8. What kind of times are we expecting to see here, do you think?
Well, I think we definitely get to see like low 33s. But I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we might see a 32 as well, because I have seen a couple of people just touch on those in practice, but they are tier 1 gods. It'll be interesting to see how people do here. They're following on board now with Christian. It's another point worth noting here as well. Track limits can be very, very tricky at this track. It's very easy to invalidate, particularly in the S's, where you've got to take a lot of curb there, as Christian comes across the line now as well, and sets a 33.8, so up there with some Emas. Meebo goes fastest with a 33.3, putting down an early marker there for that. So yeah, I get the feeling that we'll probably see about half a tenth of ramp up in the track sometimes, depending on the driver and how good a banker lap they can put in there. And
currently Joel is in a hot lap. He just drove purple sector 1, so let's hop on with him.
In the Mercedes, looks like we have a very full grid. I think this is the entire of our full-time drivers as well, by the looks of the registration. I'm not sure if that is the fact, but like, it's good to see an entirely full grid. It's very rare to see an entire grid of all full-time drivers. Be interesting to see what happens here. We've got Yoda out there on the mediums, looking to get some last-minute practice in. There's a second purple sector there from Joel. A nice line there through that very, very tricky left-hander. An ABS corner for sure. Let's see what he can do now in this final sector, as he seems to be pushing hard, but doesn't get the apex that you might want in that triple right-hander for that last apex. There's 2 apexes in that triple right-hander. You got to hit them both well to get a time there. But P2, 33.4, so not bad at all, but still a tenth off his main rival Meepo at the moment, kind of thing. But that is lots of people setting times there. I imagine Heat. See if he's on a lap at the moment. It looks like he's not using ERS, so looks like he could be not on a lap by the looks of things, because no 86% ERS would suggest that he's not on one, but maybe he's about to start one. I wonder. Just coming out a bit late. Didn't have the best of luck, I believe, in Australia.
Yeah, it seems like the most people are just currently driving their in lap into the pits, or are already in the pits. Oh, I wonder where that is. Might just rejoin.
I mean, fingers crossed. If you can, if you've got him on your friends list, just send him an invite from in the game. That maybe helps him out. If you don't have him on your friends list, then I can certainly give that a go as well.
Yeah, I've invited him, but it just seems like he's restarting the game.
Yeah, Lamar Pilot has joined as well. I did have an update on my Nvidia card as well, so I'm wondering if a number of people are going to have some issues because of that, because that came out today by the looks of things. As Danny Coe is saying, Meepo has no pace, casually doing a 0.3 banker. Yeah, that is a bit of a strange one. No pace. As I was saying yesterday, he did a 33 flat in practice the other day, AR Gamer was telling me. So the guy is saying he's got no pace, and then I did a 35.1 in my qualifying practice session yesterday. I think I can barely get out I can't even get out the 34s in TT. So yeah, I struggle at this track a lot, and I'm wondering if a number of people might struggle here. It is very much a track that favours assist users, I would say. The ABS especially, and the line as well, because the line, there are a number of blind corners here. Turn 1, for example, is totally blind if you're in the cockpit, and it's pretty hard to see the apex if you're not in the cockpit, as in TV pod as well. And then,
yeah, definitely. Like I was this week, I was ranting about like how the line wasn't too much affecting me, especially on tracks like Australia or Austria or some other tracks. Then I was practicing USA, and I thought like, oh, maybe I should take that back, because without line, this track really, like, you need line on this track. It helps you, especially in some of the last S's and in the last sector as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Those final 2 corners in the SS sector. Is totally blind as well from a cockpit standpoint as well. You have to feel the curbs essentially. You can't see them at all. And that penultimate corner, which Larson is coming around now, it is pretty much it's RNG, as Tenari was saying in general the other day. It's RNG whether or not you're going to hit that apex, because you cannot see it until you're on top of it. But yeah, here comes Larson, sorry, on his lap now. Follow him round for a lap of the Circuit of the Americas. So coming into turn 1, uphill, you can brake very late here because of that uphill nature of it. He hits the apex nicely, gets on the power nicely as well. And then you've got the S's section, a very nice section this, very smooth, fun to drive. Just a little lift for this left-hander. He's lifted early for the right-hander though, and then drops too many gears for the left-hander, I would say, but he's getting the line right, which is the most important thing. Maybe he can carry a bit more speed. Maybe he's trying to be tentative though for his banker lap, because he did miss out on the first run. Now down into this corner here, the most important on the track, you brake late, you take a very late apex, but you've got to take the apex and get a good exit. It's all about positioning the exit. The apex, not as important as maybe I suggest there. Onto the DRS down for this long straight now, down to the hardest braking zone on the track. Great place to overtake this. You want to be ahead coming into this next sector, and braking just before the 100 meter boards. Cut a lot of curve on the inside, more than that I would say. And then this sector here, once you've got a battle going on down that straight, it's very easy to continue that battle into these 3 corners. And this is one of the hardest corners on the calendar, this left-hander there. You've got to take a very, very wide line, wider than I would suggest that Larson's done there. And then into the triple right-hander, where it's all about bravery. Very easy to lose the car around this triple right-hander. He's went very wide there to try and keep the car stable. But you can cut inside and take it a much tighter line there as well. And this is the corner I really struggle with, that final corner there. You've got to brake much earlier than you think and get a good exit. And it's a 134.6, good enough for P9. Not a bad banker lap there, but he will be looking to improve. There's definitely time in that lap there. As Ocean Chief says, it's not convenient to hear that there's no that line is so difficult, that not using cockpit cam is so difficult here as well. Cockpit cam for life, he says, with some Meepo-esque spelling, I might add, on that line.
It seems like a lot of guys are back on their fast lap as well.
Yeah, let's see if we can follow on board with somebody new as well. As we've got, is it Wesley doing a hot lap now, coming through the S's. I love this sector. This is the only part of the track that I actually like, is the S's. It's a lot of fun to drive through here, but the rest of the track, not so keen, if I'm honest. Wesley's got a nice line there, but could definitely use more of the track, I feel there, which is going to be a tricky factor for a lot of people here, especially if you're using the line. The line doesn't always give you the best position on the track. Poor exit there out of that corner as well. It's going to cost them all the way down this straight. Yeah, not a bad track for racing, I should say. It's got this long straight to compete with each other. But yeah, most people will be looking to make the easy moves with DRS. As Wesley is a 10th and a half down on his time at the moment. Originally a 34.7. So a number of people struggling to get out of the 34s here. I mean, honestly, I would struggle to get into the 34s around this track. And I've got Tier 1 race tomorrow as Meepo sets another fastest lap, a 133.2. Setting down another mark. I just saying that can go quicker. I get the feeling he maybe has another 10th or 2 in him as well. Let's see what Wesley can do as he comes around this final corner. I don't think he's going to improve. Let's see. It's a 2.5 tenths up, 134.5. That's enough to gain him 1 position though. So struggling a bit. Very tight, very tight grid here in Tier 2. Tightest we've had for a while by the looks of things. But this is one of those tracks that sorts the men from the boys. Very easy to lose a lot of time in a lot of corners.
Currently, Samim is looking for another hot lap. He just went on the out lap again, and he's now going on the main straight onto another lap.
He certainly is. But a great camera angle around that first corner as he gets a good line through there as well. These 2 corners, the turn 1 and turn, I can't remember which it is, I think it's turn 11, because there's so many between here and 11. The one before the DRS straight. They are both very, very tricky corners, but it's hitting the apex isn't the be-all and end-all. It's all about the position of your car on the exit. But Samim, a contender for pole position, a very quick driver, coming down to that corner now. It's a very, very tight hairpin. Tighter than it looks, but you can carry a lot more speed than you expect because the track is so open here. And it's got a little downhill sector there as well. That makes it very easy to lose the traction. Very traction heavy track this as well. Number of drivers may struggle with that, particularly if they don't have traction control on their assists. But Samim now into this very, very tough sector. I absolutely detest this sector. It spoils the rhythm of the track, if you ask me. But it can be good for some good battles as well. You can really send it down the inside into that tight left-hander there. And if somebody's on the inside there, you've got to basically give it up to them. But you get the better exit if you don't go down the inside. So let's see now how Samim does. Oh, he's got a big wobble there, and he comes in. Looks like he's abandoned that lap. Unless that was... Yeah, it looks like he's abandoned that lap. It was not improving his 33.8 that he's got done previously, but yeah. Let's have a look.
Currently, while I'm looking at I'm looking at Haskos. He drove a purple sector 1.
Let's see what he can do for sector 2 then, as he comes down this long straight. He's got a couple of McLarens of traffic to deal with. I don't know if Lamar Pilot is on a lap, but he certainly is not. He's on an out lap, according to the game, although it does lie from time to time. Decent apex there. And yeah, this sector here, very ABS reliant, this left-hander. As I say, it's mentioned earlier, one of the hardest corners on the track, this left-hander at the final part of this. And he goes around there, very tough traction zone as well. So not what he wanted at all, and that is his lap done. He'll probably come straight into the pit and come out again. 2 minutes 47 seconds left on the clock. Number of people looking to try and improve their times, but a lot of people in the pits at the moment as well. I wonder if that is Haskos's time done as well. Is he going to have enough time to get in and out again to get a lap underway? He's going to be hard pushed for that, I think.
Yeah, now Christian is looking for another good lap. Also a purple sector 1. Let's see what he can do in sector 2.
DRS wide open as he comes down to this very heavy braking zone. Good line through there. Uses all of the track on the exit, and then good apex on that right-hander. It's another purple sector for him. Looking good. Don't want to curse the guy, but that's a very good line through that final left-hander as well. Saving all of the speed for the exit, get the car as straight as possible, as early as possible. He's going to keep it tight here. He does. He hits that apex, last apex in the triple right-hander nicely. Hits the orange curb in the fast penultimate corner, and then the final corner, very tricky to get right. Very hard to get the power down, and it is a 133.1. Puts himself provisional pole. We've got AR Gamer now, next man to do a lap as well, I think, in the top 10. We'll follow on board with him. I doubt anybody else. Maybe Heat or Lamar Pilot could jump up a distance from the back there. Let to set a lap. Invalidations galore. Surprised AR Gamer didn't invalidate there on the final S corner. Over the orange curb he was there, but that must have been very much on the limit there, as he goes a little bit wide there on the exit, but he's kept it valid, and that means he's going to be fast through there, because he's used as much of the track as he can. He's got a car right in front of him at the moment who is not on a lap, who is looking to get out of the way. Yes, they are. Brilliantly done. And he invalidates. He invalidated, I think, turn 11 or 12, I think that is. And he just cut a little bit too much, and he was 6/10 up as well. So that was going to be on for a low 33 as well. So that is time up for him. Let's follow on with Samim and see what he can do. He's following closely behind, and he's abandoning his lap, or he's just on his out lap at the moment, and maybe has time to get around still. So not on his lap at the moment. Joel not on a lap at the moment. Looks like Meepo is on his lap as he comes through the S's. Let's follow on board with Meepo and see what a pole lap might look like if he can get this right. He's got the S's spot on so far. Yoda is retired for the session. Oh, big wiggle, and that is it. Lap over for Meepo. By the looks of it, totally abandoned. He was not going to have time for another one. Let's see if we can follow on board then with Joel, who's coming down into the final sector. We have the checkered flag out as well, as Haskos crosses the checkered flag. I think if he's out on the track, he did not get out in time to do another lap. That's unfortunate for him. Following on board now with Joel as he comes down into the tight left-hander, my most hated corner on the entire calendar, I think. And down now, triple right-hander, keeps it tight on the first apex, kisses the last apex as well. Terrible camera angle there for that penultimate corner, but we see he did hit the apex by the looks of things. Final corner now. What can he do as he crosses the line? It is P2. He has improved, and he's dumped Meepo out of the front row, sorry. Joel with poles and slipstream rating. I'm afraid not. Damn it, says McKenda. I'm following on board now with Samim, who is the last of the challengers by the looks of things. The guys behind, very far behind. Smelto may be able to say something about if he puts a lap together, but Samim is 2/10 down coming into the Sector 3, and that is not what you want to see. Smelto, is he doing well? Let's have a look at his time as he comes down
Just
to Sector
drove a
3.
purple sector.
Yeah.
Sector 2 is 4 tenths down on up in his current lap. So maybe he can do something wonders in the last sector, but I doubt it because it's 6 tenths he has to make up to get P3 or even better. Oh,
yeah,
and he
Sonari gets
invalidates
P5 as well, puts in a good time. And Smelto, it looks like there's a ban and his lap he's invalidated. Yeah, he's invalidated it. I missed that. Yeah, you just said that. Could have been 12th on this grid, says Icewind. Yeah, I am really struggling here as well. Futuristic is retired from the session. No more time to go. Is AR Gamer on another lap? It does not look like he is. He's coming around the final corner now. No DRS. He's charging at the moment and crosses the line just to get the session over with quicker. But that seems to be our grid. And Christian with his first pole of the season, proving that he is a contender. I get the feeling Meepo maybe had something in his lap there, a 10th or 2 at least. I have seen him do a 33 flat in a practice session, or at least AR Gamer told me he had done a 33 flat in a practice session. I didn't see it with my own eyes, so it could be fake news. But Joel on the front row as well. Fantastic lap from him. But I get the feeling there's a couple of guys behind them who may have something else to say. But 7th for AR Gamer, not where he wanted to be at all. And struggling. Joel is sandbagging. He's second place. How's he sandbagging, Ferravari? He's in second place. Meepo's sandbagging for sure. He could definitely had a pole lap in him. I am just going to quickly pause the screen though while I have a look at something. So please keep the crowd entertained, Rosarian.
Well, now I'm not surprised at all by Christian taking pole. You know, we saw him in the no assist tier last Sunday. He was too fast. He proved everyone he was fast. Also without assist. I don't know if he drives assist in tier 2, to be honest.
He does not. He does not.
He took all the confidence with him, while people said, you need to get out of the no assist league. You're too fast, man. So he thought, okay, let's take the confidence, and he took it to today, and he took pole. Congrats on that, might say.
Yeah, I mean, great job. He had pressure on him, but he got the lap in early, and that put the pressure on other people who then made mistakes, I guess. Eagle goes, no, I can't commentate on Sunday. Sorry, I've got a race to win on Sunday. I'm not going to because I'm terrible at the US. Ocean Chief's going to win on Sunday for sure. Although he is cockpit cam, so that is even more difficult at the US, at the circuit of the Americas, it's no. I was, in fact, just getting a track mark up there. In relation to Sunday as well, just for viewers who are watching, we are looking for commentators. So if you are interested in commentating, want to get involved with it in any way, shape or form, we are using the Nana tier this year as a means to test out newcomers. And if you've never commentated before, don't worry, we have an experienced commentator in Eversnacks at the helm, doing all the stream side of things and the camera work. But we are underway because we have no formation lap. Let's see what we have here as things go wrong with my computer. We are away at Coda. It looks like Christian has got a good start, but already alongside on the inside is the Mercedes. He's got the inside track and he's got the medium tyres as well. Christian has lost 2 positions at the start already to Samim and Joel. Joel now with the lead. Christian fighting it hard with Samim. Meepo has dropped a couple of positions, not got the greatest start in the world at all as we head into the S's where everybody wants to get into single file, otherwise it is going to spell disaster. We've got a ghosted car in the background of a McLaren, but great start from Joel, takes the lead early on. He has the better tyre though. Christian is looking to play the long game with the hard tyres. Let's get those tyres up on the screen at the moment. Everybody on the mediums with the exception of Christian. Oh, there's a move there. It looks like Samim going down the inside on Joel there. Lap 1 into turn 11, and he gets the move done. What a dive bomb that was. What a move that was, as we've got some absolutely horrific camera angles here. Cody's sorted out what's going to happen here down into turn This is turn 12 now. So we've got Meepo and Tonari fighting out the Mercedes. Oh, so much action going on. It's hard to keep up. We've got Christian dropping further down the order. He's got two Ferraris for company now. Really, really struggling on those hards to get those up to temperature and dropping down the order fast. Maybe is not going to work out, this hard gamble. AR Gamer also on the hards. Christian and Meepo fighting it very, very hard, but he just does not have the grip in those hard tyres yet. He needs to get them to warm up, and he will not have the pace just now. But that is lap 1 of Kota, done and dusted by the looks of things. And Samim has done an absolutely fantastic job to get himself up to first place and take 2 positions from the start there. Joel, great start for him, getting up into P2. Meepo already looking to make moves as well. Smelter up to P3. Nice work. Christian. Oh, Christian's gone for a dive bomb there. We just saw him come out of nowhere on the camera angle on Meepo. And Meepo is tumbling it down. Oh, I mean, these guys are fighting it out hard and swapping around left, right, and centre. And it will not give me a good camera angle for that. We're going to have to go on board with Tonari for this. I'm not sure what is going on with my volume, but I've got no game volume.
Yeah, so who also got a good start is Keyboard Hardsa. He got 8 positions, started P20 and is currently in P12, while he just made a move on Wesley, gaining P11. How they go together into corner, I don't know, I should know the corner names.
It's very difficult sometimes to keep on top, but position changes then. Keyboard has gained 9 positions in that opening lap there, and yeah, Joel and Samim still fighting out for first place at the moment. And Tonari almost hits the back of Christian. Christian proving to be a bit of a roadblock at the moment. Is Tonari going to go for this move down the inside? Yes, he is. Is he going to make it stick? It doesn't look like he is. He hasn't got alongside it well enough there. Brilliant opening lap, though, you have to say. Position change. I mean, Keyboard has done absolutely fantastic to get 9 positions. Other big winners, Heat gained 3 positions. Smelto gained 3 positions. And Samim, obviously, biggest winner of all, taking the lead on that opening lap. With a fantastic start. Brilliant stuff so far. Hopefully lots more racing to come. Meepo with the fastest lap, showing that he's got moves to make. DRS now enabled. This is going to make things more interesting. But yeah, Eagle goes actually in chat. Is it really that much harder in cockpit in USA? I believe so. It's just simply because you cannot see the apex of the corners in the cockpit. It just makes it very difficult to judge where to turn and when you're on the actual apex. If I'm not mistaken, I had lots of struggles here when I was driving in cockpit. I get why people do it for the realism, and obviously the car feels as though it handles like a fly when you're in the cockpit view compared to the understeer feel that you get from the TV pod. But TV pod is faster, so that's what I generally go with. Let's have a look then and see if we follow on board with Joel and see if he's going to make a move on Samim down into turn 12. He is not. A little bit of a DRS train opening up here all the way down to P17 by the looks of things, although we've got a couple of gaps in amongst that emerging from Vietjet to Lepson and from Keyboard to AR Gamer. AR Gamer down 3 positions. Oh, somebody has span. It is Smelto. I'm going to try and get on board with him as he topples down the order. He's back on track now, but he's lost a lot of positions there. Bit of a spin. I don't know if that was contact or what happened there, but that's not what he wants. And he's off again. He's heated his tyres too much, and he's off, and he's into the wall, and that's a yellow flag there. It looks like he's just got wing damage. And Smelter retired from the session on track by the looks of things. That's not what you want to see. Tonari with the fastest lap and a time penalty to go with it. I'm not sure that fastest lap should count then, because he got a time penalty, so he surely got a warning on that lap, but still gets fastest lap. Make it make sense.
Well, the fastest lap doesn't show up on my screen at least, but I don't know. I wonder, I have missed what happened to Wimpy and Yoda. I must say they both stopped already. Yoda went on to the hards and Wimpy chose to go for the mediums.
Yeah, they certainly did. So Wimpy will have to make another stop, I'm guessing. He will not be able to get to the end from there. Christian then takes pole position in the USA but drops 3 positions. But he has gone for a totally different strategy to everybody else. He's gone for the hard tyres, and as long as he stays in this train and makes himself hard to overtake, he will be in a very, very good position to win this race, because in the last final stint he is going to be absolutely rapid with no fuel in the car. But Joel at the moment doesn't seem to have an answer for Samim's pace, and Samim is looking at his 2nd win of the season already. 2 races in. A lot of racing still to go. We've got our first DNF of Smelto as well. It's unfortunate to see, especially so early on as well. I like to see drivers really stick it out. I mean, I got lapped at Australia in Tier 1 and still stuck it out just because the practice, it helps to have the practice, the time in the car. Hello, Babulas. Great to see you here.
Definitely does.
And yeah, we've got Haskos looking racy on the back of Heat as well, but he goes very, very wide there in the penultimate corner. But still all over the back of his rival. DRS opened up. Heat does not have DRS. Is Haskos going to go for a move down the inside? He's having a look. He's gone for it. He has gone for it, but he hasn't been able to get it done. The better line is sometimes a bit wider in turn 1, so diving down the inside isn't always the best option. But Haskos piling on the pressure. Futuristic, not a bad start from him. Up 2 positions, 3 positions I think. Now currently sitting in P6 on the back of Christian, who Tonari did manage to get past. I'm wondering if that's how he got that penalty as well. Maybe he had to go off track to get around, although it would have given him an illegal overtake. So we've got a vote in chat as well. Who's going to go? Who's got the win? It's a very difficult one to go for, but I'm going to be totally...
Well, Wesley spun at the last SS corner. So I don't know exactly what happened, but he spun currently between the Alpha Tauris.
Yeah, 2 of his good friends, the 3 Dutchmen in a row, well 4 Dutchmen in a row there, from P12 down to P15. Lepson currently winning the Battle of the Dutchies. And yeah, let's see if he can recover that spin there. Wesley has had some decent pace in practice sessions that I've been in with him. We've got a little train here from P1 down to P6 at the moment. And as long as Christian stays in this train, and if even if Futuristic gets past him, as long as he stays in the train and he hangs on the back of that, he should be in a very, very good position to take the fight back to the leaders when he does eventually pit. Not sure on pit stops for this race, if anybody in chat can enlighten us. I think it's around lap 12, 13 for the mediums to go onto the hards, and possibly 5 or 6 laps later for the hards to the mediums.
Haskos goes into the pit while he was in the 8th position battling with Heat and AR Gamer. He currently goes into the pits. I can't see if he has front wing damage. I think so, otherwise I don't see why he should pit.
Yeah, his wing looks intact at the moment, but he's going for the hards. It's a very, very early pit stop. Is this the giant undercut? He's trying to get on the hards and just get out of the traffic. He didn't want to be in there. It's a DRS train, but I mean, I suppose he could have got past Heat first. No wing change, or is that the old I forgot to take it off auto mistake, which I did in an RSF1 race recently as well.
His wings seemed intact, but I didn't know what was going on there, because before he spun in the big right turn, he spun in a battle with Heat. I don't know exactly what happened there, but he was standing still on the track.
Yeah, I wonder if it was tyres overheating then, I wonder as well. But Haskos out on 0 lap old hards. They should just about get to the end. 22 laps to do. They should do that no problem. Is Wesley maybe seen practicing with no assists already? I believe in a practice session yesterday he had line and I think it's ABS he uses and no TC. So I think he still has line and ABS at the moment. Meepo hates this track, so I don't believe it's his win, says Frost. And Yanni Hatu, a regular, is saying Meepo, of course, for the win, which he would do, being Meepo's father. Great to see you here once again, Yanu. Yeah, a little bit of a train going on. Nobody's looking to make any inroads in this train. Very difficult to make an overtake if you're not the guy behind first. And at the moment, Joel is struggling to manage his ERS correctly. A very tricky track. Oh, Christian has picked up a time penalty. That could prove costly come the end of this race. As Silva in the pits, I'm wondering if he's had to go for a wing change. He's coming out on the medium, so I imagine it is a wing change that he's had to come in for, and possibly hit one of his compatriots in the Dutch train. But yeah, we've got Meepo looking to get alongside and past Joel, and he has done. Gets the racing line coming into turn 12 as well. Does that down that back straight. Meepo proving that he's got a lot of pace in the race, and yeah, Joel he really needs to work on his ERS management, because lap 7 and he's already below 10% is not what you want to see. Now Ternari is going to be thinking that he might be a bit of a sitting duck. Christian has managed to create a gap to Futuristic behind, so proving that his tyres are now up to temp and he has pace in the hards. Could still well win this race, even with that 3-second penalty. Yeah, he says he's not missing any races. This is better than real F1, almost. I mean, sometimes, if the real F1's kind of done and dusted now, as a Ferrari fan, it is anyway. I mean, Max has just been unbelievably good this year, and so is his car, and fully deserved this title of 4 or 5 races before the end, but there's still things to play for in the real F1. What do the commentators think about who will win, actually? I was originally going for Joel, but now that I've seen his ERS management come into the play, I might change my mind, but I have already voted, but that's who I went for. I'm totally unbiased commentary here. Who do you think is going to win, Ray?
Yeah, before the race I thought Christian, and after quali definitely I thought, but now he's starting on the hards, finding it difficult, but I'm curious how the long game will play out with the horse, because he already has a 3-second penalty, so he needs to track like a gap somewhere in the race. So I'm curious where he will find 3 seconds to find a gap somewhere.
It's interesting looking at the ERS situation here as well, is that all of these front 5 guys have all been using it liberally and are all beneath at least 40%. It's very difficult to regain ERS around this track. I think you gain about 5% a lap if you don't use it at all, and Futuristic already catching back up to these guys as well. AR Gamer and Heat having a ding-dong battle there as well. AR Gamer looking to get past on the hards. Looks like he's got the pace, or has Heat got past AR Gamer? I do not know.
Well,
excuse me.
AR Gamer and Heat have been in their position for a long time now, so it's curious to see. Like, it's good to see like they are managing their ERS very well. Like, they have both above 60% left.
Yeah.
While Heat is currently using some, but
I actually gave AR Gamer a little bit of schooling in ERS management in Australia, if I don't, if I say so myself. Following him around for about 20 laps or something like that kind of thing, just saving it all up. And then there's a video somewhere on of Samim, his crew chief at the time, who retired earlier in the race. He asked how much ERS his kebab got, and when he heard that I had 90%, he was not pleased, to say the least. But yeah, ERS management here I think is going to be absolutely vital. A lot of guys are using it. I don't understand why. Like, Bebo is at the moment is using his ERS for no reason whatsoever. Like, I don't think he's going to go for the overtake. Is he going to go for the overtake? He's looking at the inside. He is going for the overtake. Meepo on the inside doesn't get it done, but definitely putting the pressure on Samim, looking to force an error. Samim making him go the long way around these corners, but now into this tight left-hander. Is Samim going to send it down the inside? It's a very difficult place to make the move, but Tenari sending it down the inside on Joel behind them. What fantastic move that is. Gets the outside now for the triple right-hander. Is that going to prove costly as Joel tries to stick it in there? He stays in there, but now Tenari has the inside for that fast left-hander, and there's no way you can fight that. Christian looking to pick up the pieces. Some fantastic racing by the two of them. Tenari gets past. Brilliant racing. Looks like Wesley has another spin as well. That is not gone his way. He's had 2 spins now. He's looking to get a good recovery drive to get back into the points here. Christian now on Joel as well. Joel dropping like a fly. He is unable to fight this back. Oh, is he? No, he's back in front of the S's. Christian pushing him all the way through, trying to force a mistake, trying to get him out of DRS of the guys in front so that he can make that move a little bit easier. But he's going to go again down on that back straight after turn 11. He wants to get a very good exit out of turn 11 to follow on board with Christian. Sorry, you were about to say something before. You were rudely interrupted by action on track.
No, I was saying the same about Wesley just spun, so
no worries. No worries. Let's see what Christian can do here with the exit. You can see the flashing light on the back of Joel's car saying, just send it on me. But Joel has DRS, which is going to defend a little bit. Levant Pilot has rejoined, having some connection issues by the looks of things. That's not ideal. But looks like Christian has not been able to get the move done just yet. But Ferrari 2 and 3 really taking the fight now to Samim struggling. He defends the inside, makes Meepo go the long way around, but that gives Meepo the better exit. But he now has the outside line, and Meepo will not be able to get the move down this triple right-hander. Very tricky place to make a move, but pushing Samim all of the way. A very, very tight and intense race here between these two guys, and it's two Ferraris against one as Joel dives into the pits. He's the first one to blink when it comes to the medium runners. Coming now for the hards, I imagine. I do not imagine that he's going to go for a two-stop here. Mikenda says Ferrari in the chat as well, as he will obviously be supporting his fellow Finns. And also, I believe Mikenda may also be in the Ferrari this season as well. He was a Ferrari last season. I'm not sure if you are in a Ferrari this season. Please let us know in the chat if you are a Ferrari driver this year. So the two Red Bulls double stacking as well. It looks like Wesley is coming in. Doesn't get held up too badly by the looks of things, but comes in for the hards. Lepson also come in for the hards as well. So a number of people blinking early for the hards as well. I would have expected people to run another couple of laps before they decided to come in. But Meepo, let's see if
I feel like 11th lap is like the quite early, but it's like 11th, 14th lap is like the moment you want to go in, because of the 11 laps mostly the tires feel like it's at least above 40, but mostly 50 or 60% the medium tires, and the hard tires last quite well on this track, so you might want to run longer on hard tires and the medium tires, I feel.
Yeah, we did see a move for the lead there as you were talking. It wasn't a particularly exciting one, just a DRS move down that back straight, but Meepo has taken the lead, and now Tanari is already fighting. Well, he was. I think something went wrong, very wrong there, because Tanari has now slipped back. I think maybe he had to get on the brakes. He's coming into the pits now, though, Tanari. He's the first to blink of the Ferraris as well. He's going to go for the undercut on Samim, while Meepo stays out and tries to keep that battle going. Christian, oh no, Samim has come in as well. He's reacted to is that strategy playing a big part there from Ferrari as Samim goes onto the hards, Tanari goes onto the hards. It looks like a clean pit stop for them both, and they keep their order. But Meepo going out one more lap. He's going to have it make it a real push lap. Christian, though, has done exceedingly well to stay with these guys. He's only 1.2 seconds off Meepo, and he can pit in the next few laps for mediums and have the quicker tyre till the end of the race. You'll need to create a 3-second gap or hope that one of these guys in front gets a penalty. But that is definitely doable. It is still anybody's race at the moment. Anybody's race. Christian is still well in the fight, I believe.
Yeah, but what I'm wondering, he used a lot of ERS. I saw he used a lot of ERS when he was in the train, like 4/10 behind. I feel like he could have used the ERS now, because he's like 1.5 seconds behind. He could have used the ERS now to get towards Meepo, but he used almost all his ERS already.
Heat made a move there on AR Gamer. AR Gamer's gone very wide there and gets back on the inside there. I wonder if Heat maybe push him off, and a switch back from Heat as well. What a fantastic bit of racing we've got between these two guys. This has been brewing for a while. And then again, AR Gamer down in the inside into that final turn 60. Sorry, I've got the burps and I can't stop them. But it is a fantastic battle between these two guys, leaving no quarter. And AR Gamer, unable to make the move stick, stays behind Heat. Heat defending that valiantly. He has the better tyres, but I imagine those mediums are wearing out a little bit now, as Meepo and Futuristic both pit. Christian stays out for obvious reasons. Meepo in the pits. Let's see where he's going to come out. Is the undercut going to be a big factor here? Where is Samim? He's coming down the pit straight now as Meepo comes out. Is Meepo going to get out ahead? It looks like he's coming out now. It's so tight. It is very tight. Samim is behind though, but he's going to have those tyres up to temperature before Meepo is, and he's around Meepo already. Meepo unable to fight that back because of those cold tyres in the S's. Can't push too hard. Tanari and Joel. Joel has managed to undercut Tanari, and Samim has managed to undercut Meepo. So the undercut worthwhile here, very worthwhile, but one lap fresher tyres for Meepo, and he's already done it once. Can he do it again? He's already dropped off 1 second, but he should be able to make that back no problem with the ERS he's gained being in the pits. Christian, though, very important to see where he's going to come out, though. AR Gamer and Heat must have had a coming together of some sort, because there is now a big gap between them, and AR Gamer is past. Will the FIA be looking to make a decision on that after the race, by the looks of things? So, we've got the results of the poll, the win. Let me put my teeth back in. We've got the results. Please, take over. Tell me about the results.
Yeah, we got a same man who got pole is now currently leading, but he still has to pit, so he got only 8 seconds on AR Gamer, who has to pit as well. It's quite tight now to get the win. He has to really pull a gap now.
Time penalty from Heat, not going to help him. He's coming into the pits to get off those mediums now. So lap 11, 10 to 12 seems to be the pit window. Skin Tony also coming into the pits off those mediums. We've only got Wimpy left on mediums, who had to pit lap 1, possibly for wing damage. He's trying to get a recovery race, but he's struggling in this field. It's a very tough field, this, you have to say. But things are going to start settling down once AR Gamer and Christian both pit. The Aston Martin splitting the strategy. And the results of the poll are in. Samim 53% for the win, Meepo 23%, Joel 23%, 13 votes in total. Thomas Asfag says Samim has burned too much ERS to win, which is Yoda, which I imagine is not the Yoda that's in the race, because it would be very difficult to type in there if you are racing at the same time. I imagine this is Sir Yoda or S-I-R Yoda. I don't know if it's Sir Yoda, S-I-R Yoda. But we still have a train now from Samim down to Tenari and Futuristic. Futuristic has done exceedingly well to stay with these guys. Christian, though, currently maybe losing time on the guys behind because of his 13-lap-old tyres. Let's have a look at the gap to leader. So currently 17 seconds ahead of Samim as it stands. I reckon a pit stop here is between 17 and 19 seconds. So tough one to call as it stands where he's going to come out. He's probably going to come out in the middle of that band of cars somewhere. And Keyboard and Heat now going side by side as well. Heat getting the better of that particular battle just now. A little bit of a train going on behind there. A little gaggle of cars coming through this sector. As we've got a big separation here from P8 to P7. Heat well off the mark. Meepo sets fastest lap right after Joel set the fastest lap as well, and AR Gamer has come into the pits now for the mediums as well. He's the first to blink from the only two hard runners, being Christian and AR Gamer. Yoda had to pit early on by the looks of things as well to get on the hards. He's down 22 seconds off the back of Lamat Pilot.
Yeah, well, it seems like AR Gamer's overcut with his hard tire worked on Heat at least, because he was quite near Heat, and now it's an 8-second difference between them. Okay. So yeah. I wonder if there happened something with Heat. Maybe he spun.
Joel has spun as well. Joel is round at the end of the S's. That's not what you want to see. He was having such a good race, and that is going to be very tough to recover from there to get back in onto those guys. Those guys have been absolutely rapid all race, and he's going to drop now out of that, and he's now behind AR Gamer, who has the mediums as well, so that's going to make things very tricky. I am going to have to disappear for a minute or two. Please keep us entertained. I shall leave the camera on Meepo.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, like, Meepo is currently the one having the advantage above all. Meepo has a lot of ERS left, or let's say 1/3 of the ERS he started with, while Samim and Christian both burned out a lot. Christian will gain a lot while pitting now for the medium tires. Let's see where he will come out. But Christian having the disadvantage of getting the 3-second penalty for cutting the track, while Meepo hasn't. Meepo currently still chasing Samim, who doesn't have much ERS left, but now Meepo has to burn it.
So yeah, Christian coming out of the pits now. He's not going to remain in the lead of the race, but he's side by side now with Meepo, but no temp in the tyres just yet. And Tenari's going to take the battle to him now. Is this going to be side by side battle through the S's? Yes, it is. But Tenari gets the position. Just too much heat in those, not enough heat in those mediums yet, but he is going to have the quicker tyre for the remainder of the race, which is not long to go. 12 laps remaining.
Yeah, so still Futuristic, we're missing out on him, but he's still 60% ERS left, 3 laps old hard, and he's right behind Christian in the fight, maybe for the win as well.
Certainly is, yeah. I mean, all 5 of these top 5 are in the runnings for the win. Anything can happen between them, and once things get towards the end, you're going to start seeing a bit more maybe risky moves, particularly into turn 16, that tight left-hander that we're coming through. Lovely camera shot here with the helicam as Meepo gets back onto the DRS. Is he going to stay within the DRS? Samim is trying hard to drop that DRS from Meepo, and Meepo struggling to stay within. I mean, 20-odd% ERS for both of those drivers, and Tonari might just fancy taking his teammate here, but Christian on the back of them already. He's going to be very racy on those medium tyres. He's going to have much more pace, better tyre wear as well. And yeah, is he going to make the move down into turn 1? We've got a brilliant camera shot. Yeah, Christian looks to the inside. It doesn't look like Tonari's going to fight it. He believes he cannot. He knows he's not got the tyres to do so. He gets the switchback, but that means that the inside for the next corner is Christian's, and that means he gets ahead. Brilliant move there for Christian. Patient. I like that. He's waiting for the perfect time to make the move, and he's got it done in the perfect place as well. He's going to now get DRS from Meepo and leave Tonari for dust. That makes things difficult for Futuristic as well. Looks like Meepo. Wimpy is now in the pits. He's pitting late for hards.
I wonder how AR Gamer just said the fastest lap with his new mediums. We might see what Christian can do, but AR Gamer, maybe he can still catch on to Futuristic with his faster tires.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's 5 seconds at the moment, so it's a big ask to catch it. But a second, or well, half a second a lap, maybe not totally impossible. But yeah, once you get there, it's then overtaking as well as the other thing. And this train has been going on the entire race. Christian now all over the back of Meepo and looking to get another move done. It's been some fantastic racing here at the Circuit of the Americas, you have to say. Some brilliant side-by-side action, lots of battling. And we're about to see another battle here now as well. And this will play into Samim's hands brilliantly, as he wants to see these guys fighting, and he wants to see Meepo defending this hard so that he can create the gap. He gets past Joel in the meantime. Looks like Joel has had another problem, and that is him spinning and ghosting down the order as well. He's going to get overtaken by his teammate, but back on board with Christian. He does not get Meepo before the S's. That means he won't be able to get it done in the S's at all. It's not an overtaking place, the S's, unless the guy in front of you makes a big mistake. But the big overtaking spot is still to come. 1/10 behind, 2/10 behind now, Christian, as we come down round the final set of S's and down into turn 10 and 11. That's okay. And is he going to make the dive down the inside into turn 11? No, he's not. He had a look, though. He definitely had a look. He's pushing Meepo around this corner, and he's almost certainly going to get him now on the exit. He's very, very close. We get a horrible camera angle there. We'll switch to Meepo to see what he's going to do. Meepo, no ERS for Meepo, but the DRS saves him for the time being. Oh, Meepo's going to go for the move down onto Samim. They both caught Samim, and Meepo sent it. He just decided early on, I'm sending it. I am sending it. And he's now got the outside line here. And Christian's going to look to take advantage of this as well. Samim unable to defend it. Christian gets through, but he has to brake, get on the brakes there to avoid hitting the back of Meepo. And now Samim has the inside, but no, Christian, better tyres at the moment, more grip, still has the option to win. It's a 3-second time penalty for Samim there as well. That's huge. Big penalty there in the fight for the win. Christian now has to overtake Meepo, which he certainly can't do with these tyres. He's got the best tyres out of the 3 of them, and create a 3-second gap. Definitely doable. It's all heating up here, as Tonari also looking to make a move around the outside of Samim. Samim, I don't know, he was going so well, and he's dropped down 2 positions nearly in the space of 1 lap. Almost 3 positions early in the space of 1 lap. Tonari taking the fight to him. I mean, these guys want to prove something now after the shenanigans that happened in Australia, as Yanni and McKenda both cheering on their Finnish compatriot. He's doing a fantastic job there. What a move that was down the inside there. I didn't even see that was on, to be honest. Meepo saw it was on, and he just went for it. Skid Tony and Keyboard switch positions. Is that team orders? It looks like Keyboard struggling and wiggling a bit there, but that's probably just his Keyboard that's doing that. Sinister with an emoji. thumbs up emoji by the looks of things. Good to see you here. Not seen you here before, Sinister. Are you a driver in the league, or are you just a fan watching, I wonder? Great to see. Oh, Beepo has now lost the lead to Christian. Apologies, too busy looking at the chat. Beepo takes the inside a lot, though, and gets the move back, but temporarily. He is fighting this hard, but Christian has the better tyres and gets the move done, and he defends the inside. What a switch there on the track. Meepo going for the wide line to try and get the better exit. Fantastic racing between these two, but it looks like Christian's tyres are making that easy for him, and he gets away. Is he going to be able to now create a gap? 9 laps to go, as it looks like Skin Tony has had an off. Or is it Keyboard Magnussen has had the office? Keyboard Magnussen has gone around. It looks like Skin Tony also around as well. A 10-second time penalty for Keyboard Magnussen for going off the track for so long. That is unfortunate. I don't think that he really warranted that, but maybe he'll get it removed by the FIA after the fact if it makes a difference to his race, which I think it would. Certainly, but a lot of penalties here. As we said, track limits, tricky here. Very, very tricky.
Yeah, very tricky. But speaking about track limits, well, it seems like a battle of P1. You might as well think about being the smart driver, keeping in the position of Meepo, futuristic, but also AR gamer. Just keep it between the lines, because you really have a good chance at a win if you keep it between the lines.
Yeah.
Whoever gets a penalty, the chances get less. While AR gamer currently only 2.3 seconds behind. He's closing in very fast.
The Keyboard Harter has DNF'd in the pits. He's had enough. That 10-second penalty has really thrown him off as Skin Tony comes in for the soft. I imagine they probably had contact, and he had to change his wing, and your Keyboard had to do the same, and then maybe a double stack caused absolute mayhem. But all Meepo has to do is stay with Christian, and he wins this race. But Christian, with those much faster tyres at the moment, they're both out of ERS, so it's just down to the drivers and the tyres at this stage. Samim dropping out of DRS will become a sitting duck for Tonari, and Tonari will want to make that move because the penalties there, 3 seconds apiece. They are racing each other on track. Futuristic is just hanging back in the background, waiting for the mistakes, waiting for the contact to take advantage of this, but the win might be a stretch too far for him, because you really need something big. Meepo has fallen out of DRS. He has it for this lap, but he gets him back in within 9/10. But is he going to get dropped out of DRS this lap? We wonder. He's struggling to keep up, struggling and struggling. Those tyres of Christian doing work. What other battles have we got on track? Doesn't look like we've got many battles up and down the grid at the moment. We've got Matt Pilot on the back of Haskos, and that could prove vital for the final points playing position come the end of the race. A number of drivers having races to forget here. Yoda has managed to catch back up to the field, but there are big gaps between Lepson and Tony. It's been an almighty crash and bang in my kitchen there as well. I'm not sure what's going on, but I imagine my mischievous cat has something to do with it.
I might say I heard it here over as well. I wonder how loud.
I was wondering if you might have done it. Skin Tony gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and I imagine he's going to retire. I imagine he's got wing damage straight away after coming out, and then comes back in and retires as well. Not what you want to see. Meepo has managed to stay within DRS, but it is very, very close to getting out of it. But the 3-second gap that Christian needs is another matter altogether, but all he needs to drop DRS first in order to be able to do that. Samim has fallen off big time from Meepo. That is race over, but he's still in a big battle now with Tonari, and Futuristic has done a fantastic job to stay with these guys and stay penalty free as well. He's going to gain both these positions and get a podium by the looks of things. Oh, Tonari. Futuristic maybe got Tonari there in turn 1, looking at it. Chooses to stay safe and keep it on the track. No things. Christian gets another time penalty. That's 6 seconds. That is the win gone. He cannot gain a 6-second gap, and that is pretty much, that could be his podium gone. That is hard.
Yeah,
that is a hard one to watch. That is very unfortunate.
I just wanted to say, like, he really needs to get away now, because you see his tires are only 3 laps newer than the hard tires of Meepo, for instance. So I wonder, like, in 3 laps it might as well, you might have the switching point where the hards get as fast as the medium tire because it just lasts much longer than the medium tire. But now the win for Christian seems pretty much gone.
Yeah, Meepo, the only person without a penalty in those top 5 at the moment. Futuristic picked one up there as well, which means that his podium's probably gone. He needs to now do it on track, which is going to prove difficult because Tonari in front of him has DRS. So he's going to wait for Tonari to make the move on Samim and then Samim to make a mistake or maybe follow him through. But Meepo sitting pretty at the moment, and Meepo for the win. Futuristic P2, maybe not at this stage after that penalty. That's going to prove costly for Futuristic. AR Gamer has caught up to the pack as well, so he is now in the running for a podium position as well. The fight between, big of a wiggle there from the Ferrari of Tonari. It doesn't look like Futuristic's going to be able to take advantage, but Tonari out of ERS. Futuristic 60% ERS. His management has been fantastic. He is surely going to be able to gain a position or two before the end of this race. 5 laps to go. Fantastic race this.
Yeah, so provisionally, AR Gamer is within 6 seconds of Christian, so provisionally it's Meepo P1 and AR Gamer P2, so it's really a battle of the penalties. Keeping your car between the lines is really important to make a chance for the win here now.
Yeah, it certainly is, and if Meepo or AR Gamer pick up a penalty now, I don't want to curse the guys, but it could prove vital because Christian is now another couple of tenths up the road as well. He is gaining time on Meepo. He is faster by the looks of things, dropping and gaining and dropping and gaining and dropping, but will he be able to get that 3-second gap before the end? And Meepo picked up a penalty, and that would be a real dramatic end to the race, but it's still all to play for. Meepo currently in the driving seat, but AR Gamer, I don't know if he's going to be able to get past these guys. He's got the mediums. Christian made easy work of these guys, but I don't know if 5 laps is enough to do it. He's got a big DRS train in front of him as well. He's going to look to be trying to push his way through this gap, but he doesn't want to risk too much. But at the moment, Ferrari taking it to the Aston Martin guys in the championship. But the 1-2 from the first race could prove vital so far. I think they'll probably keep the lead in the constructors, given the points separation here. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this finishes. Nobody know. I don't know. Anything can happen. I mean, if somebody takes somebody out, like AR Gamer could win this. Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean, the gap between Meepo and Samim has grown and grown, and Meepo just needs to keep it between the lines at this stage, and he's won. So surely he knows that. Surely he's going to play to his strengths here and keep that in the back of his head. Yeah, certainly worth mentioning that on stream as well for anybody listening. We have a new setup today for Ask Your Questions for the Driver. So ordinarily we do after the race, we do a interview session with a few drivers. And if you've got any particular questions that you want ask any particular drivers, if they come for an interview, we will be certain to ask them. If Ocean Chief or Joel could please send that over to me as soon as the race finishes. Joel currently on the back of Heat, looking to get some recovery from his race after 2 spins in this race. He's doing well to stay in the points after 2 spins. He's now looking to battle it out with Heat. He surely has the pace. He's got a good exit here from turn 11, and he's going to have DRS, which he doesn't, and struggling for ERS still is Joel. Certainly something that he needs to work on is his ERS management. Is he going to be able to make the move down into turn 12? He is not. He is not. So I'm wondering what kind of wings he is running, because he is rapid in a straight line. Yane says in chat, Meepo, how does it feel to be 50% awesome and 50% just great? For your sake, Yane, I hope the 50% awesome is your wife. Otherwise, you know, I feel a domestic coming on. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, 3-second time penalty for Tonari. That is going to be huge for him. That means he loses out the position to Futuristic.
Yeah, that's almost certainly no podium for him.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. That is unfortunate for the Ferrari boys as well. That means that it's Meepo that's gaining the big points for Ferrari today, and that AR Gamer and Samim are going to be gaining big points still for Aston Martin meaning that they're still going to be in a commanding position in terms of constructors, but it is brilliant to see. We're going to have an absolutely brilliant fight for the constructors this season by the looks of things, and here in Tier 2 in SLR, as Meepo, Tonari, Samim and AR Gamer are all proving very, very capable racers. Christian is looking to fly the flag for Haas as well, and I know Wimpy as well. Wimpy is going to get some good points at some certain tracks as well. If he can keep things clean, he is a rapid driver. Silva retires from the race in the pits. Not sure what's happened there, whether he's got a spin or some damage, and just didn't feel like continuing. It looks like Futuristic is maybe battling out with Tonari now as well. He wants the position on track. He knows that Tonari maybe isn't going to fight it too hard because he has that penalty, and he knows it. So he's going to try and push and bully his way past. He needs to do so. There's a yellow flag there in the final sector. I think that is probably just Silva's car coming out. Yeah. We've got another yellow flag as well. He has gone round as well. Is that more contact between him and Joel? Joel's gone past.
No,
I don't know if he got past before that. Or whether it's just
no contact. He's just been giving too much power onto the throttle.
That's a shame.
Unfortunately. That's
a shame for Heat. He's still had a good race though. He's still maybe in with a shout of picking up a point, at least because of the 3-second time penalty that the Matt Pilot, his teammate, has. So maybe he still gets in the points, but Yoda picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. We're probably going to see a couple more penalties before the end of this race. And yeah, if Meepo gets one now, it's going to be real tense, nail-biting end to it. What happened to Joel? He goes to his span twice now and fallen out of order. I did not see what happened to him in the first spin, but it was at the end of the S's. So I imagine it was probably just on his own, but maybe there was contact. We will wait and see after the race. I imagine there are going to be, as always, a couple or at least FIA reports coming in. AR Gamer now dropping off the back of these guys. He needs to stay and keep the pressure on these guys because he's got the faster tyre. He needs to be putting pressure on them. Otherwise, he could drop out of the 3-second gap from Samim, which he does not want to do. Samim with the 3 seconds, Tonari with 3 seconds. We've got the penalties up on the screen at the moment for your viewing pleasure. But, it is seeming to calm down a little bit now. Less racing going on now in the final stint. Everybody just wants to bring it home, I imagine, in their respective positions. But, Tony leaves the session. He DNF'd a while ago. I imagine he was just watching the race. As we've got somebody there getting lapped. Looks like Yoda on the inside there, smartly getting out of the way. Lepson picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. As tired hands come into play, and people struggling to maintain their focus. But AR Gamer unable to stay within DRS range of the guys in front. He's got a little bit of battery in the bank, but he needs to get that DRS. Tonari out of DRS now of Samim as well, which means that Futuristic is gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. He's using a little bit of DRS, ERS to get within range here. He's gonna go for it down. Haskos picks up a 3-second penalty. They're flying in thick and fast, those penalties now. But it looks like Futuristic is gonna go for the move on Tonari by the looks of things. Is he gonna use his battery? No. He looks like he's gonna be able to get it done without it though. No battery for Tonari. He's run out. Futuristic picks up P4 and will be looking to push now for that podium place. He's on the back of Samim. Samim, though, has fallen off the pace big time after leading this race for a large stint. He is now 5 seconds off Meepo.
Yeah, so definitely seems like everyone is just settling down their position. It's still Meepo has to keep it clean and between the 6 seconds. So it seems currently like he is looking to take the win today.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely looks like AR Gamer is getting if he's not dropping down too much, which he is currently, but it seemed like he was going to get P3.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get Tonari for sure, no problems at all. Tonari will have been P6, and he's within range of Futuristic at the moment, but it's his teammate, Samim, that on the third podium position that he may not be able to get. And I'm wondering if that is by design. I'm wondering if they're trying to manage that to give Samim the majority of the points since he won the first race. They want the drivers, you obviously, 3-second time penalty for Futuristic. That is so harsh. That is so harsh. The final lap, he picks up a 3-second time penalty. That means that his podium's gone for sure. And AR Gamer in a sweet spot with no penalties at all. Meepo in a sweet spot as well. Final lap. Meepo just needs to keep it on track. I see. Got any warnings at all? Can you check the race director for us? As that is very sad indeed, Eagle Ghost. But yeah, check the race director. We'll see how close he even is to a penalty. If he's on 0 warnings, then it's pretty much his, isn't it?
I'm having a look, but it does.
Oh, Futuristic and Samim side by side now. Don't care about the penalties. We want to have this battle on track. Futuristic going for the switchback, but now he has the outside for the triple right hander. It's not where you want to be. The guy on the inside, you've got to trust a lot to get the move done around the outside here. But if you can stick it around there, having the inside for the penultimate corner as Christian crosses the line, finishes first, but Meepo 3 seconds behind, wins the USA Grand Prix. Who's going to get the final points podium position? As Futuristic did get Tonari but did not get Samim. Samim gets the position, and AR Gamer takes the final podium place as well. Samim in 4th, Futuristic in 5th, and Tonari drops down to the 6th. Big battle of the penalties at the end, and we've got that gap now down to Joel, who was the best of the rest, and maybe he could have been in the runnings for a very, very good position, because he had no penalties at all. And if he'd been in that train still, he would have finished high up, I think. He maybe could have got second, as Joel has spun it after the... Is that after? Yeah, that's after the finish line. So he's done a donut. GG Meepo, says Slipstream official Slipstream Racing. Matt Pilot gets 9th, and Larson picks up the last points playing position as well. So yeah, a couple of guys had races to forget there in the background by the looks of things. Haskos, maybe he had the pace for points, but spin and an early pit stop did not go well for him. He does pick up the fastest lap, but will not gain a point for it because he is outside the top 10. But he takes it away from the top guys.
Championship.
Interestingly there, Heat and Lamat Pilot, 0.08 of a second between them.
Yeah, Lamat Pilot starting in the 19th position, finishing at the end in the 9th position. Good result from him, gaining 10 positions over the race.
Not bad at all, not bad at all. It's time to talk about driver of the day. Lamat Pilot gets it from the game. Honestly, we didn't see a lot from him on terms of on the stream, how many overtakes he actually made to get that, or whether it was all just keeping it clean. But keeping it clean is part of it. I would have gone for Futuristic had he not got that penalty as well. But Futuristic had a fantastic race. He's still in there for me. But who are you thinking?
Yeah, I must say, like, AR Gamer, especially on his second stint on his medium tire, he was just really fast, getting towards his top guys. Getting the podium at the end is well earned in my opinion, and it's my driver of the day.
Certainly is. Didn't get any overtakes on track, but he kept it clean, which has proved vital here, and stuck with them all and got his teammate after starting very low on the grid. I think he started P9, P7, P9, something like that. He was down to P9 on the first lap, I'm sure, and yeah, didn't put a foot wrong. I would agree with that. AR Gamer, driver of the day. P7 to P3, not a bad finish. Honourable mention for Lamat Pilot, who got into the points, and Vietje, who went from P18 to P11 as well, with 0 penalties. But AR Gamer kept it clean. Meepo, of course, as well, wins the race by keeping it clean as well. Let's go down the order as well. So, races to forget for Smelto, who retired very early on. And you imagine, even though without a safety car, he could have had a great recovery. Keyboard as well was having a fantastic race until, I imagine, it was contact with him and Skin Tony after what happened there as well. I'll be very interested to see that. Fastest lap goes to G Haskos with a 36.1. But yeah, Christian and AR Gamer's pace on those mediums proves that the hard medium strat is the one to go for by the looks of things. So let us move on to the interviews, as we have things to do. Let's see who we've got to interview. We'll start with Futuristic. Futuristic, a fantastic race there, fantastic pace. You proved that you can mix it up with the best of them in this tier, and you stuck with them all the way. And were it not for that last lap penalty, there was a podium on the cards for you there as well. But 2 penalties in late on in the race, that must have hurt. Talk us through it.
Yeah, of course. I didn't expect this to be battling in the front for the whole race this evening. So, but when I I was pretty clean on my medium stint. Think I got the penalty on like 14 or 15, which has annoyed me. But I saw that both Samim and Tenari ahead of me had time penalties, so all I needed to do was basically sit behind, because it's almost impossible to pull away unless you have the tire advantage. So it was intense.
It certainly was an intense race as well. How much of that race were you spent hoping and wishing that those guys in front of you were going to crash or something? Because they were racing hard.
Well, there's always that in the back of the head, but I wouldn't say that I wish some of my competitors crash into each other so I could get a position. I'd rather take it on track or like more fair than two cars getting involved together. But they're battling really hard, which made me keep up with them at least in the opening section of the race.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a great view for you to have of the battling as well. We had some fantastic racing going on today as well. But we have been promised a sing-song from you if you win your first SLR race. I think a podium's certainly on the cards this season. Are we going to get a sing-song if you get a podium, or is it win only?
I have to disappoint you there, but so it's win only.
You better get a win then. We'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll move on to the next interview. If anybody, Ocean Chief or anybody like that can send me the questions, if there are any, from the chat, we'll get those asked as we bring in both the Ferrari boys next. We'll bring in Tenari and Meepo. So Tenari, Meepo, you're in the chat interview booth together. Yeah. Fantastic race for you guys. We'll start with you, Meepo. A fantastic win. You did everything that you needed to do, and you most importantly kept it clean. How many warnings were you on, and how difficult was it?
One warning.
One warning. So yeah, fantastic job then.
Fun fact, that one warning was me like little bit cutting a corner so I can overtake Samim on that one lap when I overtook him.
I mean, I think we saw that on track as well. You did a couple of fantastic overtakes, and you had some great racing today as well from our perspective. But from your perspective, how fun was that? I mean, there was a lot of racing going on for you.
Definitely not. No, I hate this track with a passion, and no, not fun racing here at all. So. No.
I mean, it was wheel to wheel so much, and you were battling so hard. You've been sandbagging all week, saying you've got no pace. Then you banged in.
No, literal, no pace.
No pace wins the race.
I was barely keeping up with Christian. I was pushing most of the laps until he got that 6-second penalty. Then I was like little bit like not pushing, so I don't get any warnings.
It's sad for Christian as well there, because if he did not get that 3-second penalty, that second penalty, he would have won the race. You were more than 3 seconds behind him at the finish, but I imagine you would have tried a bit harder to stay within the 3 seconds as well.
Exactly.
So, but trying harder sometimes leads to mistakes. That means you lose more time than gain. But Tenari, a fantastic race from you as well, but penalty early on and then a penalty late on cost you big time. Where did you get those penalties, and was that just pushing too hard, or how was your race as well? You had a lot of racing going on.
I wouldn't say it's fantastic to get P6, but yeah, it's okay, I guess, better than nothing. But yeah, the penalties came a bit from everywhere, you know. Obviously, most of it from the first sector, because that's where you can do the most cutting. So yeah.
Question here from the audience, first time ever. Makenda, a question for Meepo. How is it like to be so good in this video game?
I'm not good at this video game. Look at Makenda. Kiko.
Come on, you can't sit there and tell me you're not good at this video game after you've just come out of a very, very tough race with the win.
I mean, I'm pretty honest that I've always said that there was some luck involved with this race, like the penalties and and maybe a little bit pace, but
getting no penalties is not luck. That is talent and skill. You've got that in abundance, and I imagine you're going to do well in Tier 2 this season. And I'm looking forward to racing you in Tier. If you've got no pace in Tier 1, wait until you see me in Tier 1, because I'll show you what no pace is like. I can barely get into the 33s in TT. Never mind. In fact, my TT lap is a 34.1. So I'll show you the meaning of slow. Guaranteed.
Wow.
We have one more interviewee to come, and we'll leave it there. But that is a good comeback. Final question here for the team. But I think Aston Martin are still going to have the edge when it comes to constructors after a poor showing in Australia from you guys. Really, nothing personal about there, but. How confident are you guys that you can actually win this Constructors' Championship? And is that something that's definitely on your radar at this early stage?
I'll say this. I definitely want that. So again, me and Tunar are great partnership with some teams, especially in Tier 2. We want it, of course, and if Tunar stops sandbagging, maybe we could get it. You know.
Yeah, that's
we'll see.
It's all your fault.
We'll see how much I want to roll for the rest of the season. If a lot, then we won't win, obviously, but we'll see.
Exactly.
I mean, good luck in the next races. France next week. How do you guys feel about France?
Same.
Yeah,
Can we skip?
No,
we can't.
Let's not skip. No.
Lucky.
Any questions from you, Razy, or are we good to move?
No. You pretty much asked all the questions. Congrats on your win, Meepa, today, and
Thank you.
looking forward to the next races.
More sand in the chat now. But yeah, enjoy your evening, enjoy your win, and have a good one. Have a good week.
Same. Yes.
So we shall go with Matt Pilot for the final interview. Matt Pilot, fantastic race there. In the end, you got points, which from a low point scoring position, we were going to go with you for drive of the day because you gained so many positions, but we ended up going with AR Gamer in the end. But you were definitely in the runnings for it, so an honourable mention to you. But did well. I mean, how did that go for you? Was it overtakes on track, or was it just taking advantage of others' mistakes?
Actually, there were some others' mistakes, which I took advantage of, obviously, but I did few overtakes, 3, if I remember well, on track. But yeah, so I came back in the race, lap 10, when, well, unfortunately, I got some hardware issues back in qualifications, so I fixed it and came back to the race. Even, yeah, I had not many hope. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be in the points today.
Yeah, certainly a very good recovery in the end, and only 800ths behind your teammate after penalties and things. Was that something that you were aware of, or were you trying to push to get that place from heat, or was it?
No, I was just driving my race, to be honest. I saw his penalty, so I lifted a bit so he could get the position. So, but yeah.
Very good teammate from you both there, but decent points. I touted you last week as you guys being contenders for decent championship points. You've both got points this week after 0 points last week, and that will help you catch up to some of the other teams, or at least take a few positions off guys on 0 points in front of you. What do you think you can do, or what kind of targets have you set yourself for the constructors?
For the constructors, Ferrari and Aston Martin seem very strong, and so does us. But yeah, we'll try to get P4 in the constructors. That would be nice, very nice.
P4, yeah, it's a lofty aim. There's certainly a few teams that are capable of getting points every week. But yeah,
Yep.
Fantastic race for you. And France next week, your home track, I believe. How are you feeling about that?
I feel quite confident, even though I don't like the track much.
Take that back. Blasphemy.
Nah, I really, the track for racing is quite good, but for qualifying, sorry, it's quite hard to nail. We'll see. I did not train on it. So.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, we all usually train week by week, so get lots of practice in for that. But it is a very good track for racing. It's very easy to make overtakes with the straights there.
Yep.
So I wish you the best of luck, but we shall move on. And thank you for your time as well. But Rosarian, any questions for Lamar? Good luck.
No, just congrats on your comeback from P90 to P9, getting 10 positions. So.
Can I just confirm as well that I am saying your name correctly there, Lamat? Because like I call it Pilot because of the French pronunciation, but it could have just been pilot.
You are saying right. Yeah. Pronunciation is on point.
Brilliant.
So I hope we can gain some points as well this Sunday. But if I'm racing then, unfortunately. But I doubt see my practice yesterday. That it went well on Gotha. So.
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky track to get right without the assists. You're looking forward to SLR Tier, Lamar?
Yep. We will try to race, but isn't it cancelled due to the GP or maybe?
No, we will be going earlier. We will be racing 2 hours earlier so that we can get it out of the way before the Brazilian GP. So anybody who's listening and watching still, yes, SLR is going ahead this week. Nice. We obviously have to find some commentators because that fell through because of the time change as well. I imagine Eversnacks is looking to go out and watch the Formula 1 probably. That's my
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we still get a decent sized grid and can have some good fun racing there. I'm looking forward to see you both on track then.
Yep, me too.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye
bye.
So that is it. Wraps it up for the Tier 2 SLR USA Grand Prix. Meepo takes the lead, so we now have a fight on our hands when it comes to this championship. It's going to be very, very entertaining, this championship. We're going to have Rosarian in this hot seat, commentary seat, for the majority of the season. You are missing Singapore, I believe.
Yeah, Singapore. I hope I can make the rest of the race. Should be able to, if I don't have college until 6:30 p.m.
What do you need college for? It's only your future. Nobody needs
Yeah.
that. But yeah, we'll love everybody and leave them. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. What was a fantastic race. Lots of great action on track. But pleasure commentating with you, Ray. Looking forward to next week.